lesson 11. Yeah, lesson 11, and we're going to be going over 4 different topics again today. They're all related to fractions. It's comparing fractions, simplest form, equivalent fraction, and complete the fraction. So they're all about fractions. So the first one is comparing fractions. So let's try number 2. Hold on 1 second. Okay. So says compare it and write less than, greater than, or equal to for each highlighted part. So 2 over 3, and 3 over 4. So in order to compare fractions, you need to have the same denominator. And if you want the same denominator, all you have to do is just find a common factor for both of them. So for 3 and 4, I know that the common factor will be 12 because there's nothing else that can be common factor. It's like adding fractions. And 3 times what equals 12? 3 times 4. So multiply the top with 4 times 4. 2 times 4 is 8. And for here, this one's also going to be over 12. And 4 times what equals 12? 4 times 3 equals 12. So we need to multiply with 3 by the same number, which is 9. Now, since you have the same denominator, you can compare it, and 9 is obviously greater than 8, so the answer will be greater than. So 2 over 3 is less than 3 over 4. Let's do one more question. Let's do one of these mixed numbers. So 3, 2 over 7, and 3, 5 over 14. So again, we need the same denominator. And in this case, I think that 14 is the greatest one because 7 times 2 is 14. So all I have to do is, and since they're the same number in the front, it'll be okay. Multiply the top with 2. So it'll be 4 over 7. And I don't have to change, not over 7, over 14. And all I have to do is just compare these numbers because everything else is the same. So judging from this, 3, 4 over 14 and 3, 5 over 14, 3, 5 over 15 is greater. So the answer will be greater. So 3, 2 over 7 is less than 3, 5 over 14. And that is it. So for simplest form, write each fraction in the simplest form. This one would just be finding the least common or greatest common factor and distributing it. So, 8 over 14. Now, what is one greatest factor that we could find in both of them? Obviously 2 is one. I don't think 4 can go into 14. Let's try by 2. So 8 divided by 2. And 14 divided by 2. 2. Which would equal 8 divided by 2 is 4, and 14 divided by 2 is 7. And I think that's the final answer because you can't simplify this any further. Let's try one more. 5 over 50. So we must find the greatest common factor in both of these numbers, which in this case is 5 because we know that 5 goes into both 5 and 50. So let's divide this number by 5 and this number by 5. And we know that 5 divided by 5 is 1. And we know that 50 divided by 5 is 10. So the answer to number 8 is 1 over 10. Equivalent fractions. Write an equivalent fraction. Use multiplication or division. So it gives us an example like this. Let's try for number 2. So 1 over 3. I'm going to do multiplication for this. So when multiplying, you could multiply any number and it'll be the same. So let's multiply by 2 on both sides, which equals 2 over 6. So 1 over 3 is the same thing as 2 over 6. It's pretty simple. Let's do number 7. Oh, so ugly. 5 over 6. Let's do division. Or actually, no. We can't divide that. So let's do multiplication again. Let's do it by 3 this time. So 5 times 3 is 15. And 6 times 3 is 18. So the answer is 15 over 18. Last but not least, complete the fraction. Find the value of the highlighted portion. Let's do number 1. So 4 over 16 equals 1 over blank. So let's do this with cross multiplication. So 4 times x we know is 4x, and 1 times 16 we know is 16. And if you guys know your algebra, you know to get your x by yourself, so divide by 4, because you do the opposite of this, right? 4 cancels out, so x would equal 4. So this will be 4. Pretty simple. Let's do one more. Let's do this one, number 8. So x over 50 equals 1 over 10. And again, we're going to cross multiply. If you guys didn't know, cross multiply means this times this, and then this times this. So x times 10 is 10x, and 1 times 50 equals 50. And like the same, we do algebra. Oh my god. So divide by 10 on both sides. This will cancel out, and x would equal 5. And that will be it. I hope you guys learned a lot from this lesson. Bye!